to, repel negative energies, or lower frequencies more than anything. Or people like to use like citrine and pyrite and aventurine for manifestation. I'm not going to talk about what different crystals are used for. There's a book. I can't see the book right now. It's over there. But, there's all types of crystals books out there. There's one by, Naisha Simmons or something. It's like one of the top books to get. So you can go get you a book. You can do a Google search. All the crystals that I sell on Herbaceutikals, I keep a little blurb that tells you what that crystal can be used for. So that's a good place to start, is to know what, or again, we can just follow our intuition. Okay, you can tune into the crystal. This is probably the best method and the most trusted method for you as an individual, because you know you. Nobody knows you better than you. And just because some book says that this crystal is good for X, Y, and Z, you might find that it did something differently for you. So meditate with the crystal in your receptive hand. So let's show off this cool pyrite I got. This pyrite, and I'm working with pyrite over here because I got the cell phone out. So you're gonna meditate with it in your receptive hand. I believe my receptive hand is my left hand, so I'm going to hang out with this crystal for a couple days. I don't have to hold it constantly, but maybe I'm going to, during my regular meditation session, maybe I'm going to just hold this crystal and just see what it brings me, what wisdoms, insights this crystal might bring me. So you want to do that for a few days, however long you feel comfortable, you feel necessary doing that, and see what that crystal has to offer you. Tune into this crystal, and of course this should be done after you have cleansed your crystal, especially if it's a brand new one. So you're just going to meditate with it. Some people like to go, the full nine and like baptize their crystal, name their crystal, have a special bag for their crystal. You can do whatever you feel, inclined to do, and that's how it should be. So, you've built a relationship with your crystal, and you have an intention of what you want to do, and you believe that is the right crystal to help you do that. So you're going to program your crystal, program yourself, whichever way you want to look at it. Write your intention down. It's always good to write things down. That's like kind of one of the first steps of bringing it into the physical realm, is taking it from your mind and putting it somewhere where you can see it physically outside of yourself, and just meditate with the crystal with your intention. Be open to that. Maintain laser focus. That's why we write it down. That's why we meditate, to focus your thought. Because honestly, the crystal isn't really necessary, because every blood cell in your body has a crystalline structure. Your body is a crystalline structure. That's why crystals work well with us, because we are crystalline structures ourselves. The only difference is that each crystal has a very specific frequency, and it's going to constantly have that frequency, whereas your mind is not going to have the same thought all the time. So the crystal is like your helper. And think of it, it's like a laser beam. You know what I mean? Like, that's why people like to use a quartz point, because it's a laser beam. You know what I mean? You focus it, bzzz, you know what I mean? You make a very precise action with it. Let me not point this at the screen. So, I think that's how you program a crystal. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I do that I left out. You really just want to connect to that crystal and allow yourself to become like entrained with that crystal's frequency while maintaining your intention, your goal, whatever that is. So I hope that was helpful. I feel like a lot of this kind of spiritual stuff, as people want to call it, is a lot about following your heart and following your own spirit. So I don't want to sound like some type of authority on it. I'm just speaking from experience, from my own experience, and from what I've heard from other people. And, you know, if you have your own way of doing it, fine, that's cool. This video is specifically for people who have asked me these questions and have come to me for these insights. So, I hope that answered your question, Jonathan. I'm going to hit you back on an email, and hopefully this is what you needed to hear. Or if not, I'm sure somebody needed to hear this today. Yo, y'all have a good weekend. Have a good day, and hit me up if you have any other questions regarding anything Herbaceuticals related. Peace.